of B players down to 20 HP. This is a dangerous setup. A VP walk back in towards the A site. This could be bad for them as well. They've already done damage. They may as well play off the back of it. And I think they've realised that. Bomb making its way up Banana. Plenty of players to follow. And two players playing very passive on B here for Space Soldiers. VP have been completely faked out. They've actually gone back again towards A.
Fakes back and forth, left and right. Pasha biceps. But fine engine mechanics. Right now he emerges from pit. Tries to throw it up, but both teams taking a while to kill each other there. Centaurez, 20 HP. And a bag full of dreams as he skips down through Banana. This man's not in search of potassium, though. Instead, he's after the win. VP. Two players, both on 85 HP, left in the site. Ooh. Slick move from Centaurez. Walks on out over towards short. One shot is all that is required to get rid of him. Neo spots the head, peeks on over. Baiting out in the open for Snacks. Take the peek. That should be impossible for Centaurez to do this. Caught out from both angles, he will fall. And VP managed to get themselves the pistol.
One thing I think is important is that I think pretty much every map, every map we've gone into, VP have started on that CT side, and they've had that, 10-5 half, 12-3 half, and Space Soldiers have always brought it back into either a close scoreline or a victory. Obviously, I'm not including Cobble in this conversation, but for them now to finally start on the T side, this could be dangerous. Space Soldiers could actually be the ones favoured into this. On the flip side, if VP can get off to a nice start on Inferno and show some of their T side that we've seen before, maybe they can have good success. But I think at this point, this favours Space Soldiers massively. Oh my god, Xantares just peeks out into Banana. 2 quick kills of the CZ75. Neo is going to be there, but Xantares to try and fall back. Fails to do so, but he still found a 2-for-1.
Still man advantage for Space Soldiers right now. Paz and Major going to go ahead and try to answer this with some aggression up into apartments, and that's going to net them a nice bit of information. Engine with the crossfire, Engine going to fall, but now Calyx peeks on out. Able to find one, keeps the man advantage up for Space Soldiers. Through the smoke, Neo's going to get tested, tagged down at 45 HP. Smoke off coffins. One plant going to come on in. Space Soldiers now rotating Major and Paz. Damage done once again from Calyx in through the smoke. Neo tagged to 24 HP. Now the cavalry's here, the reinforcements out through. Banana going to come charging in for the retake. Smoke off the bomb so they can get on that as soon as possible. Neo playing pillar, down goes Bialy. It's all on Neo, who has to step up massively, and Paz will shut him down. Space Soldiers going to come straight back with a round of their own as we go 1-1. The AK's picked up, scavenged into the next round. And that is a crushing blow dealt to VP.
What a round by Xantares and Calyx. Again, the two players to step up for the team. Great 2K down Banana. Calyx as well, holding on to the B site. And Space Soldiers first on the board. VP with a bomb plant, so they have a little more cash to work with, but surely want to just save this one. They know they're going to have $1,900 next round, so they will be around the 4K mark, some a little bit over. So they will be able to buy up. Now just going to have to just take the beating from Space Soldiers, as they have a lot of rifles and SMGs in play. Nades as well to do damage down on Banana, and already Xantares has found the first kill with an HE. They're just going to be running through when the smoke's down. Can't push through it, and already all the utility from VP is already gone.
Oh, quick down mid as Paz. Well, a Bieber heading. Neo. Paz gonna walk in his Xantares as they get completely and utterly mowed down. Space Soldiers in with their second round. Now the buy can come in at 4 VP. Gonna be rifles across the board. That's all they can afford to field here. Utility gonna be plentiful for Taz, but that's really it. Neo's got himself a Molotov and a smoke. Total gonna be actually no utility for Taz. The money hasn't updated. I wondered how he had so much. So yeah, 3 smokes, 2 flashes, all they've got. And oh, down through mid. Xantares been spotted. He's going to be dealt with as well. Snacks takes that opportunity all day long. In return, Calyx going to go ahead and drop out Bialy. Now into a 4-on-4. Players pushing into him, but Calyx still doing damage up in the apartments.
Great work done. Now Space Soldiers pull it back from the man disadvantages that they started the round off with. An important buy round to win as well if they can. As VP now relegated to 3 players. And Not a lot of utility to play with, at least especially on Taz. Couple of smokes. The Space Soldiers have mollies left. Both Major and Paz. Armed to the teeth. VP just holding on, trying to see if Space Soldiers are going to go aggressive, but there's no reason for them to. They have the man advantage. They can just hold on to these positions for the time being as VP sit in the bottom of Banana and middle. Taz attempting to clear short. Just going to be Calyx on the other side holding. And him with Neo, they can make this double play, try and push up. If one of them goes down, a trade will be available. But again, Calyx has support as well coming out from Paz. You can just peek down short if he does go down. So right now, it's going to be essentially a 2-on-2 on this side of the map. Well, Pasha causes a distraction on B. Taz will open things up, but Paz doesn't peek out for the trade.
Paz just misses those rotations. Out through long is all that stands between them and the A-bomb site. Gonna peek into it. He'll fall prey to Neo. And now Pasha emerges from B. Gonna get rid of Engine. Major left in a 1v3. Gonna try and move in quickly here. Knows that Pasha isn't nearby, but doesn't suspect Taz over in Graveyard.
What a great round from VP to bring back from a 5-on-3. Unfortunate to not see Paz attempt to go for the trade, and maybe a bit of an early peeking on the site. Could have waited until one player was preoccupied with the bomb. But either way, a good round for VP to pick up, and obviously keeps their money good as we go into the 5th round. They're going to be able to buy up again, but we have the AWP in play, Harry. Calyx picking that up over on the A-bomb site. And this could be something that could throw VP off guard. We've seen his aggression in apartments in the previous round. He's actually going to go towards middle here. Pasha not on the AWP, but Calyx doesn't connect the shot.
Yeah, that could have been man advantage round early on for Space Soldiers. Instead, VP get to keep 5 alive for the time being. Santara's going to go aggressive down through Banana. VP have 3 players over here towards A. Calyx misses that initial AWP shot down through mid. Going to do some damage with the nade. Smokes have rained in. Mid control to be taken by VP. What do they do with it?
Flash forces back Calyx here. Got to play a little more passive as they start to rain utility down, trying to peek around the scope, but they're not going to push before it. It's instead Bialy to open things up in apartments. Finds the first kill into Paz, and now Calyx is left with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Players starting to push in through the smoke. He'll surely hear Taz's footsteps as he's found himself in the corner, but the smoke about to dissipate. And Pasha just on the other side. He hits a shot as the smoke comes down, and now Space Soldiers pulling it back.
Damage done by Major, able to find himself 2. Taz has snuck on by. The bomb plant going to come on in, and now Neo, he plays a pivotal role here in stopping Space Soldiers in this retake. He's going to fall at the first hurdle, so Taz tries to get in the pit. Just enough time left for him. Peeks on out, does find damage, but that will be it. Engine quickly picks up the frag, stops that getting out of hand, and that Space Soldiers to retake the lead early on. 3-2 in their favor. The bomb plant does mean we could see a buy come in from VP. It wouldn't be the best. 3 players would be on rifles. But they're going to go for it. Pasha buys up the AWP. Going to be fielding that into this. Bialy and Snaxy both grab themselves AKs, but instead Snaxy goes for the UMP and the extra utility. Going to be relying on Bialy and Pasha to make the plays, to open things up in this round.
Shot from Pasha, catches out Calyx, holding down mid for a long time. We saw in the previous round, he just fast peeked it and then backed off. But instead this time, he overstays as well. He goes down, it snacks to coming from the back line, sneaking in as he does. 1 kill, damage onto Major, 99 in fact. But he'll get away with a kill. However, he's just knocking on death's door, and Bialy, he'll open it, takes the headshot onto Major, now clears up the A site. 2 players left for Space Soldiers, but they are going to be just throwing in the towel, not even opting to go for the retake here, just want to hold on to the guns. Money isn't great yet for Space Soldiers, they've not built it up. So it will be VP to find themselves a 3rd. Keep this one close as ever, Harry, and look at the scoreboard. It's just back and forth, up and down, as this entire series has been.
Trying to save what they can, Santara's going to go down. And that's Engine. Last man left alive for Space Soldiers. Over here on Banana. VP can go and take one straight back. Just back and forth early on in this matchup. As close as it gets initially. Engine doesn't save either. So now we're at 3-3, all tied up. This time, though, the reset comes in for Space Soldiers, and they're in a much worse scenario than VP are in. Of course, it's much more expensive to be buying up on that CT side. Plus, when you look at it, they didn't manage to have anyone survive. Plus, the round prior was a hell of a lot closer with only one man staying alive for them.
I think the big surprise here is Mage is fully saving. Not typically the man to pull up the AWP either. That's usually the role of Engine or Calyx. Or Calyx so far this map has taken it a couple of times. So Mage actually ecoing here, potentially going to be dropping the AWP over. I'm not too sure of the decision there. Maybe he had more money than the others and opted to just go for the save. But either way, no armor on him. Everyone else is bought up. Potential boost up towards short, but the smoke's going to dissipate. They'll see the legs, and Calyx finds a kill as well. Bialy gets dropped. So a good start here for Space Soldiers, but they don't retrieve the weapon just yet in Boiler. And still, there's plenty more players to get through before they can win this round. And they're still not armed very well.
Yeah, that said, already Neo's on 18 HP. Bialy's gone down. That's a weapon they can go ahead and grab. I don't know that yet, though. But I imagine we're going to see Calyx make a point of picking that up when the push comes into the B-bomb site. Now the push comes in. 3 players here, and Mage are going to be hugging 2 of them, but Taz and Neo hit the deck. Pasha able to get 1 in return, suddenly finds himself 1v4. And Space Soldiers knocking on his door. Back against the wall. First to contend with the 2 players in the site. Goes on in, but will fall to Engine. And well, it caused my heart to flutter a little bit there, as have you heard the start, Hugo? It was, it didn't do too good, but Space Soldiers, they did fantastic. 4 rounds now as they win their 4th buy on down. Means we've had Space Soldiers win a round, then VP, then Space Soldiers, then VP, then Space Soldiers. So now, by that logic, VP should pick this one up.
You say that, they're now going to lose it. Watch it. 2 pistols, 3 AKs, but Space Soldiers have done more with less. VP back with Calyx posted up along the A side of things. VP with a lot of focus towards second middle, just trying to catch anyone out with aggression in the apartments. We've seen this before from some of the players, so VP very, very close. Very worried about the potential to make sure everything's clear, but they've been doing well, at least in the boiler, and getting picks. Ali holds them back for that exact position, and now they're going to start to aggress down the hallway, at least by Ali will. Can be walking all the way to the end. The Space Soldiers sit 3 players on the A-bomb site, and not exposed at all to the apartment, so they won't be able to take him down, they won't be able to get a pick. However, Pasha peeks out wide, gets the first kill. Now it's all coming up the way of VP. Push going to be coming on in here. So they start to execute out towards A. The fake Molotov thrown into B to try and get their attention elsewhere. Pasha pushing on in, but they've snuck by Paz. Rubbing shoulders with him there. Paz picks it up. They turn their sights instead into the B-bomb site. The Molotov tries to keep them away, but they will bypass it and find the frag to Engine. Bomb plant going to come on in. 2v2 in the retake here. Yorp on Calyx. AK for Paz. A little bit of utility, 2 kits as well. Everything they could possibly need. The smoke still up on Bialy. They can now smoke off the cross in CT. Deny that avenue of approach. Time working against Space Soldiers here. They have to move quickly. As that smoke rains in, gonna lock them out of the site that much longer. Boosted up. Spots the man in Emo. Doesn't go for it just yet. Gonna allow Calyx to take the angle, starts to push out through coffins. They have to try and deal with Taz. This crossfire is too strong. He plays it passive. Time's already too far gone here. Surely, as they make their way in, Taz is going to fall, but there's no time for the defuse. And Bialy finishes everyone off, including himself. Hey, you called it. VP pick up the round. They do make it work despite only having 3 AKs and 2 pistols. Now, with things equaling up, the force by will still continue, Harry. It's just when will Space Soldiers stop forcing and when will they go for the eco? It seems like now is actually going to be the time. They just pull in pistols, a bit of armor on Paz, some utility on Zantares, and that is going to be it. So right now, it's looking like VP might actually wrap 2 rounds together. Probably the first time we've seen it this map. Towards middle, Space Soldiers. Not much defense here. The smoke's down, so Boiler's already cordoned off, and that's where 2 players sit, just in wait. As VP begin to push up towards the A site, or at least Snacks does. He's wrapping in through the CT spawn. He can catch a rotations here. Engine's dead in the water. And now it just leaves Antares. But he's not even on B. VP can just push up into that site. And Snacks is still a nuisance on the A site. Still keeping these players here. And not allowing them to rotate to go and stop that bomb that's pushing its way up towards B. Great roll from Snacks. And he's just cleaning house. No issue with him. Even catches out the rotation, and Antares will move back in towards the A bomb site. And even though he goes down, it doesn't matter. A UMP given away, but a round gained by VP as they have control of the B bomb site.
Actually going to lose Pasha as well. That's an AK picked up. It was actually VP to break the pattern of the back and forth. They went out 2 in a row, and with that they are going to deal a significant blow to the Space Soldiers' economy. They can still afford to buy in the next round, but saving this AK would come in handy. Largely because when you look at it, Major doesn't have enough money to get a rifle into that next round with utility. Lose the AK. That seals Major's fate, relegated on the UMP, but the rest of the guys will be able to buy up.
A brave decision for Space Soldiers to make to actually eco the previous round after 5 or 6 force buys in a row, but they will benefit as a result. They've got the M4s in, they've not got the AWP up on Calyx that we have been seeing so far on the CT side, but VP are still relegated down to this Mac 10 for Neo. More out of choice, less out of economical restraint. As they push up heavy towards Banana again to start things off. Space Soldiers very passive on this B bomb site, already spotted towards the CT spawn as Neo charges up. Running and gunning for the Mac 10, the boost is going to be thrown in, and Zantares peeking out, trying to find the first kill of the round, but he's not going to be able to. Already VP have fallen back. The bomb being reconsidered, it moved back towards the bottom of middle. No immediate rush for VP. They've taken the apps control in the meantime. They can use that to split onto the A site, and that seems to be the destination for the time being. Calyx holding out from long will be the first to make contact, but Taz peeks him out as we see a bait jump. VP send a player flying over a Neo. He's going to go down in response. Paz holding the line, calls for rotations, and Zantares moving in just the nick of time, helps out, but Pasha still strikes back.
Pasha pivoting back and forth there. That would have taken himself to Major and Engine. They're the 2 players that remain. Taking up through short. It's going to be Major into the site. He's able to take the first. Gets the information as to where both of these players are. Now Engine 1v2. Over at long. Going to come pushing in. Pasha's spotted. Now Bialy over in pit. They know that he's there. Gets on the bomb. Baits out the push from Bialy. Bialy wins the duel. And in the 1v1, VP remains strong. And they go 6-4 up. Now they succeed in resetting the economy of Space Soldiers.
As a result, they're going to call out the pause, take a second to think about what they need to do. VP starting to run away with rounds on the T side, and that is dangerous. Although this map is more equal, I guess you could say, after the newer rendition of Inferno, it's still fairly favoured towards the CT side. You'd usually expect 9 to 6 halves, maybe 8 7s occasionally. So already VP are kind of making a mockery of Space Soldiers, but let's not let that count for too much. Again, looking back on Train, a 10-5 half VP, Space Soldiers brought back into overtime. Same story on Mirage as well, 10-5 for VP. Space Soldiers still picked that one up, 16-14. A good first half of VP doesn't necessarily mean a win for VP. That's the first thing you've got to know when going into this best-of-5 series, but it definitely helps Space Soldiers to get a few more rounds on the board, because currently they're struggling on the CT side, and that is not where you want to be struggling at all.
And let's not forget, Space Soldiers, they're undefeated in the last couple of months on this map. If VP are the ones to beat them now in the 5th map of this best-of-5 series to maintain their spot in ECS, how destroyed do you have to be if you are Space Soldiers? There's so much riding on this map now. And especially by a team that haven't won this map either in the last 3 months. Currently 0-4 on it.
As you said earlier, Space Soldiers 5-0. Quite the opposite of VP. Yet seem to be struggling early on. I think the main issue is they haven't had the economy on their side. It's been constant force buys, so we've never really seen one team, continue with a lot of double AWPs, good utility, etc. It's been a lot of UMPs, a lot of fast pushes, and silly mistakes made by both teams. So once the economy starts to stabilize, we start to see some proper buy rounds, at least from both teams. That's when things will start to make a lot more sense. But This time, fake smokes here. Snacks again, being that pivotal player on the A side, being that fake. But as long as Space Soldiers don't pre-rotate these players off of B, they should be good, because VP is still walking into this site. Although as I say that, they bring the bomb back down. Snacks walking up into the apartments, nades thrown into B, and VP just falling back.
Something close in mid, gonna be Paz as he gets dropped. The A-take can begin. Everyone else's Space Soldiers stacked on the B-bomb site. Will go the way of VP entirely for free. I'm curious now to see if we see Space Soldiers try and head into this. When you look at VP's economy, it has been kept very modest. So it's good if they make their way on in, try to inflict damage. They're not going to take much out of the chat if they do stay alive. But now with the AWP pinning them down in mid, any hope of that has been limited significantly. Going to go ahead and lose Bialy. As Major picks him up, no problem. Continues out, grabs the AK. Going to try to fade away, but he has to be careful because just to his right, going to be Taz, who will wish him a faithful good night. Torres tries to deal with Pasha. Pasha's playing it close and he's quick on the trigger. VP get themselves their 7th round. Going to be 3 rounds ahead before the buy comes in from Space Soldiers now. Full utility for almost everyone. Once again, they're making the decision to not get any kits bought up.
That could come back to haunt them. Inferno, a terribly difficult map for retake. This is probably one of the most common maps you see saving on the CT side, so Space Soldier's got to be very careful. But I guess, you know, if you have good defenses, if you don't let that bomb go down, which Space Soldiers, to be fair, haven't been allowing it a lot of the time, this could be okay for them. Already VP fast up into the apartments again. Snacks has just been a nuisance on this map, just constantly provoking damage and also just catching rotations, as he does for the team. Again, looking to be a nuisance. Out of the apartment, just going to drop into the pit. He's completely alone here. This is a dangerous spot to be in, but they don't exactly know that he's crossed for sure. They know he's throwing a lot of utility, but him now being in the pit, and they might have a guess, but they don't know for sure. Snacks waiting. Paz will start to move in. He doesn't want to move too far away from the site. That could be dangerous, and Snacks is just waiting for an opportunity to find a pick, maybe force Space Soldiers to make a rotation, and then as a result, they can just push the bomb up towards the A site.
Smoke goes down for CT. This engine boosted over it, but now Snacks peeks out, finds Paz. Calyx could have got rid of Bialy there, but he just manages to sneak on by. Now he spotted Major. It Snacks in with the frag. Look at this though, Calyx. Never mind. Gonna get beheaded down in mid. Neo finds that shot, no problem. Engine and Zentara is all that remain, and this round is as good as done. Zentara is 1v5. VP gonna be in with their 8th. And Space Soldiers right now, things just aren't clicking for them. That B defense hasn't looked great. It's been A that's been the main issue. Time and time again, we've seen VP just walk on into it with almost no problem. Now it seems that apartment's going to be their main problem, at least. And in terms of the setup, how do you think they could adapt, to playing this? I mean, the immediate way to look at it is to maybe say some aggression towards apartments. It worked for them well a couple of rounds ago. Is that the way you might be leaning?
Or not even that, just to contest Banana, to be honest. We haven't seen a lot of utility for Space Soldiers. I mean, look at this buy. This is a great example of them actually having some for a change. But yeah, to contest Banana would be good, because constantly we're seeing VP set up towards Banana and just kind of had this like lurk up on A, have Snacks, have Bialy just causing damage, and then eventually they'll either, push up towards B when a rotation has been made off of the B site, or they'll just back off a Banana that they had control of the entire round and rotate back towards A. So if Space Soldiers were to contest Banana, throw those deep smokes and Molotovs, force the VP players out, they could potentially force them into an A side play where we have 3 or 4 players stacked up ready and waiting, but that's a good start.
Yeah, this time it's apartments aggression. Nets them an early frag. Oh, Neo! Last bullet fired. Finds the head of Paz as he's a bullet magnet. Up in apartments. Still the man advantage for Space Soldiers. But after hitting a shot like that, we frequently see players become quite motivated to do well. So Neo's already been on a fine 1. Have to do a little bit better than that, though, if they want to win this round out, keep it in their favor heading into the second half. Fantastic T-side fielded thus far from VP. It's being done to them, though, this time around. Pasha's have been allowed to walk all the way up through short. Major is watching in pit.
No,
Pash is allowed to get that for free. Now Taz turns around. Major going to fall over in pit. Didn't have his teammate covered. And now Zentaris and Engine all that remain in a 2 versus 3, really. They can't afford to save in this scenario. Neo will be lying in wait over at long. Goes rushing through, catches Zentaris off guard, and now Engine is all that remains. 1v3, 21 HP, and Court rotating away. Oh, he's quick. He's light on his feet. He's dumping around. And he's somehow still alive for it. Engine, that was magnificent. This man's playing Mirror's Edge.
It's ballet.
Or that. Or ballet.
Probably both. A good combination, but again, it's another round for VP. They've had such a strong T side, and again, we've talked about it. Space Soldiers have been great at these comebacks in the second half, but again, this is a 9-round T side. This is something that Space Soldiers have not been up against yet. So for VP to actually close out this half in such a dominant fashion, as it seems like they're going to be doing, makes you very, very worried for the case of Space Soldiers, because you've not seen whether their T-side comebacks can be good. We've just seen them get, 5 rounds T-side every time and then just come back on the CT side, have a great second half, but this time they've got to perform. How demoralizing would this be for Space Soldiers to attempt a reverse sweep after being 2-0 down in the series, picking up 2 maps in a row, and then losing on the closer?
Especially on a map that they have been flawless on.
Yeah.
Still, they are in the closing segments of this first half, and right now VP, they are looking fine. All of a sudden, they're going to try and mix things up with some aggression down through Banana. It doesn't go as planned, and this round is utter calamity. Early on, Snacks and Taz find 2 between the Major and Zentaris hit the deck. Not much left to be decided here for Space Soldiers. As VP try their hand down Banana. Now going to go ahead and turn their attention out here towards A. Lurking over at long is going to be Engine. Makes the peek out. Able to find 1, nearly 2, but Neo does manage to get the trade. Now it's all eyes on Paz. 1v4. He's able to get the first. But then Neo, king of trading right now, able to get back on top of it. VP in with their 10th. Space Soldiers. Very little money into this last round. UMP is going to be the weapon that's used predominantly. The FAMAS for Zentaris. VP, they're looking in top form. Let's not forget, it went 2-0 up initially for VP. Space Soldiers, they managed to pull it back on a VP's map choice. Then we go through the cobble. Space Soldiers have a dominant win, heading into Inferno, a map that they've been flawless on in the last 3 months, a map that VP have yet to win. It looks like VP are in the driver's seat heading into this second half. It couldn't be more demoralizing if you are Space Soldiers, and the importance of this round is monumental. The difference between a 4-10 and a 5-9, sorry, what am I, and a 5-10 is massive.
Yeah, confidence from Snaxer just walks up through middle. Will get caught out with Bialy taking his role, jumping out the apartments to trade. Taz is dead, but so is he as Calyx strikes back from long. It's Taz alone on the site, and the bomb only just making its way up mid. But look at the position of Zentaris here. This could be crucial. While he's not in a position to stop them going through middle, he could catch them out in the boiler as he starts to push on through. Neo expects it, and a nice frag to bring it back into a 3-on-3. VP still in this one. It looked dangerous at the start, but now Space Soldiers are the ones caught out of the site. Bomb down, a single kit on Engine, and not a lot of weaponry to work with. They've got nades. They will upgrade to an AK on Major, but still VP have full control of this round as they come back in for the retake.
Right, in the smokes and flashes, Neo opens up from pit as he rains down death. Make it 2. Taz finishes this off. And VP, an 11-4 half in their favor. 7 rounds between them and Space Soldiers. They head onto their CT side.
And we've had everyone step up here from VP. I mean, we had first map, Bialy was going off. Second and third map, Pash was at the top of the ball constantly with that AWP. Now we've got Neo up there. He's been performing great, as you aptly named him yourself, king of trading so far. And while Snacks and Taz, or more so on Snacks, hasn't really had the performance of a lifetime so far in this best of 5, he's been near the bottom of the board in most of these matches. It's still a strong performance from VP, given the context of how bad these guys have been playing recently. It's a very impressive start to this second half now moving into. 11 rounds, Space Soldiers on the T side, full armor, need to perform an incredible comeback. But Bialy already pushed down through middle. There's going to be 2 players holding down towards ramp. He's going to spot them. They will kill him though, and that will be the B site partially opened up.
Neo's holding, though, takes the peek wide, doesn't spot anything just yet. Doesn't spot any frags anyway. He does spot some, shot them. An advantage up for Space Soldiers, but look at this. Over towards short, Snack starts to push on up. Actually going to take the aggression out. Could spot Engine, who just lies in wait down in middle, about to take the peak round. He's been allowed to sneak up into Apps, and they believe it's clear. There's a man over him, over by balcony, but right now, Snacks can make such a huge difference. He's been able to sneak into the back line. You can hear them rotating on in. He's got so much information on the back of this. You can see both the players on B rotating off. He does, however, leave Pasha on his lonesome, as Snacks is now about to come on in. Finds the first frag, has the crossfire with Pasha, and between them they pick up 3. Taz on the rotate back, grounds, and Tara's left in a 1v3. And Snacks gets the job done. Rains death down from apartments. The flank play pays off. As VP going to go 12-4 up. Look at this. The trigger discipline, everything about it, the knowledge on where to play, the crossfire with Pasha, everything was perfect.
That's just Snacks for you, though. As soon as we say he's not performing, he shows up in the pistol round where it really matters. And a great 2K from Pasha as well to lock down that A-bomb site. This is now horrible for Space Soldiers. They needed that pistol round. And now they're left down 12-4 with a force buy ahead of them. Pistols and armor, but VP in such a good spot to close out this map and to close out this best-of-5 series. Can they do it?
Also, there were some serious mind games just then. So we both know that Snacks push around from Boiler up in a window.
Yeah.
But when asked about it, he said he was in window the whole time.
What, in chat?
Yeah. So he's now trying to make them doubt themselves as to whether or not they even checked that. You sly guy, Snacks. You sly guy. Over here in B, though. Gonna be boosting one man up. That's Neo. Bialy holding CT with the UMP. Gonna try and go for the bait and switch. They'll smoke him off, and then Neo to do the damage. Molotov down. Gonna hold Space Soldiers back for the time being as they lie in wait over on Banana. Everyone stacked up here. Gonna go heading on in. The flash rain through. The boost isn't set up. Damage done in the back of the head from Bialy as Neo tries to step up. Gonna find himself 2. Goes back for more, but Calyx does get the trade. Into the 2-on-3. Bomb plant going to come on in from Space Soldiers. But they are man down. Saying that Calyx awakens with the dig. And he's going to keep going, hunting down through Banana he goes.
Oh no. Taz, he's holding. And Calyx doesn't check the angle. He doesn't expect him to still be in Banana. Now it's all onto Paz. A 1v2. Around Space Soldiers need to win. Fighting with the backing up against the wall, quite literally. Paz sits in the back of the site, peeks for Taz, goes for more, but Snacks will trade with the MP9. And he saves on the M4 as well, has time for the defuse, and VP, despite losing 4 men, will find a 13th round. At this point, that's all that matters. 3 away from the victory, 3 away from keeping their spot in ECS Season 4, and Space Soldiers aptly calling a pause. And they've had a drop again. Calyx. Not the first time he's disconnected. But he will be back. As soon as everything stabilizes, he'll be back into the game, but not the time you want to have players dropping at all.
(13-4) right now. VP close to keeping their spot at ECS. Something that they couldn't do in EPL. They're going to look to try and hold on to it here. They were up for relegation last season. They managed to hold it off versus Space Soldiers, the exact same setting here. This was a grudge match, a rematch between Space Soldiers and VP. And this time Space Soldiers, they did better than they did in the last. It's 2-2 right now. Last time they went out 3-1 versus VP. And it all comes down to this, the last map of the EU segment tonight. 13-4, the force spy going to be coming in from Space Soldiers as a result of that bomb plant in the previous round. Going to try and play it ballsy. Just come back to punish them, though.
Yeah, aggression in Banana here. 3 players. We'll see a bigger addition coming from Stacks. He moves back up towards the A-bomb site. Space Soldiers. Still not the best equipped into this. The only positive is it could catch BP off guard, not expecting this kind of buy, but they've got so many rifles, it doesn't even matter. Even if they expect an eco here from Space Soldiers, it's not like they bought around it. Only 1 SMG, and that's still completely viable up against these guns. So Space Soldiers not in as good a position as maybe they hope. all stuck in towards a ramp, waiting for VP to make a mistake, waiting for them to get aggressive, but nothing will be happening here. The Polish just playing passive. 4 players on A, 1 alone on Banana. Neo will spot it. That gives away the information that these guys have got guns now. So he may call for a bit of support now that he sees them walking their way up Banana, and these footsteps and gunshots as well should give away some information. Flash is set up from Paz. These guys will be bursting in as soon as that smoke dissipates. Neo on the other side.
Pushing through into the arms of Neo they go. Welcome to the slaughterhouse as Neo finds 2. The trade. Welcome in from Paz. Into the site they go. Pasha has been smoked off, but there's still a man lurking in the back of the site. Pasha gets rid of Paz. They don't check it. Bialy swings out wide, denies the bomb plant. Picks up a 14th round for VP. And now they are 1 away from match and series point. Incredibly close. As Space Soldiers have no money left. Gonna have to play for the overtime here. As they don't force buy down, that risky force in the previous round has punished them in a very bad way. As now they're gonna need 11 consecutively if VP pick this up to carry it through to overtime.
Of all the maps VP were gonna be dominant on, this would not have been my prediction. And that's been the same actually for both maps that VP have stomped. Cash and Inferno respectively have been 2 of the least likely of the 5 we've seen today. Both maps where Space Soldiers are great at that VP are not known to be dominant at. But this time they're going to be showing up again, wiped down in middle. 1 kill with a pistol here from Asia, but here's going to be silence with the USP. Snacks finishes off Engine as well. It's another almost flawless round for VP. 15-4. Space Soldiers back on the bye. They are going to need, Harry, 11 rounds in a row. Not one mistake can be made. VP about to keep their slot.
You say that. Space Soldiers, they've got their bye. This is it. They have to go 11 rounds consecutively. But they are determined, and they've remained resilient all throughout tonight. They've somehow carried this to a 2-2 score, and they fought so hard to get us here, and it could all slip away from them. Pasha, already been tagged away. Over in mid, has to fall on back, and Space Soldiers, they've done damage early on. Within inches of death, Pasha sent railing back into the safety of A. Snacks takes up his position down in middle. And he's going to be holding Paz. About to come walking his way. Holds the angle, meanwhile down in Banana. Space Soldier's going to be feeling this out. There is still Bialy lying in wait there. Taking it slow. Molotov and smoke goes down into Banana. Space Soldiers at bay. He's going to come through for Bialy, and in the fire, Zintares and Calyx both go down. It's a barbecue on Banana. 2-man advantage up for VP, and you hate to see it happen like that. Passion out, 2 HP over at long, still doing damage. Down goes Major. Engine and Paz all that remain at 2 versus 5. And both of them worlds apart here is right now. Paz is trapped over an archway. He's going to fall. It is all on Engine. 1v5, Hugo.
I don't see it happening. Walking up, though, the boost, he needs to check. He turns back around, gets the first, but it's Neo to trade. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 16-4. It will be VP retaining their spot in ECS Season 4. They do not allow Space Soldiers to take it away, despite the